Hey, ladies and gentlemen, boys and berries, it's me, Magic Brad, the man, the myth, the legend, in my own mind. So today is Monday, Magic Monday. Monday. That's an M right there in gangster talk for magicians. They do these gangster signs, means magic. Monday. Okay, enough of that craziness. I gotta find somebody else that I can talk to. I can't do this stuff by myself. I start talking to myself and I start listening to myself, and it makes me crazy. So I gotta go find my friend Steve, Mr. Steven Hart. Where the heck are you? There you are. Hi.
You are crazy.
A little bit. You got to be full tilt
That's
both.
why we love you, Brad.
I'm telling you, got to be different. I know I am. So
I believe in being a little crazy.
I got this fancy little glow in the dark thing you plug into your phone, and it turns it.
Yeah, that's cool. I didn't never seen that before.
It just plugs in the bottom of the phone.
That's awesome.
And it goes. It's voice activated too. So it goes with the music. Guess what we're going to talk about today?
You tell me. Hobby to career.
Yes, because there are people that want to do this. Now, this is something that just came into my head. Just sometimes I just blurt stuff out like Joe Rogan, and maybe I'll get canceled. But I don't know. Maybe not. I don't think they care what Brad says. The thing about
I love Joe Rogan.
Huh?
I love Joe Rogan.
Yeah, I do too.
But yes, I have to say, for me, when I jumped into magic and decided at age 10, I said that's what I want to be. I took it. It was no longer a hobby. It was going to be a career for me. But not everybody has that approach. And in fact, I used to own I owned 5 magic shops at one time. 5.
Wow.
Yeah. So I had 22 employees, and mostly in the Midwest, Indianapolis and St. Louis, and I had one at an amusement park. Anyway, so I sold a lot of magic to people who are hobbyists. Mm-hmm. See, in my opinion, everybody should know a few good tricks.
Yeah,
it's just part of the mind of using your creative imagination. So yeah, I'm a believer that you start off as a hobby, and then you kind of see how it feels. So.
Well, the business part of it is a whole new deal because you can't. Book a gig for a corporate holiday party and then not show up because you don't feel good.
You got that right.
Whereas if you're doing it for a hobby, you could say, I just wasn't feeling really good. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So you have to take the business serious as a business. But the point I was going to bring up is you've got your, say he's a dentist, and he says, I can do some magic on this for a hobby. And then on weekends, I think I'll do some kiddie birthday parties and I'm going to charge money for it. Maybe you should leave that to the professional, or should I create a little mobile dentistry and park it in your lot? $1 a filling. So I go back and forth on that kind of thing. Like, is a magician or a teacher or a performer or a dealer, they're all different things, or a manufacturer.
Oh, yeah.
They're all different things, but some people get in all those realms.
Right. And there's nothing wrong with wearing all those hats. But when you're if you're being a teacher, be a teacher. Don't just do a big magic show. If you're a magician, be a magician. In fact, I separate clowns from magicians. I feel like if you're going to be a magician, be a magician. If you're a clown, you're not really doing magic tricks to fool people. You're doing magic tricks to fool yourself and make it fun and make people laugh.
Yeah.
It's a whole different approach. So you have to decide, define what it is that you're doing. Now, if you're a hobbyist, that doesn't mean you have to put yourself down with your magic. Your magic can be very good. In fact, I know a few hobbyists who are very good at what they do. They don't make a living at it. They may be a doctor or a financial expert or whatever, but they just do magic as a hobby. But they are very, very good at what they do, and they're very knowledgeable. So you don't have to be a professional, to be a good magician, to be an excellent performer. If you are a professional, though, the approach is very different, as you just implied,
Yeah, and some people go for the big business, the trade shows, doing trade show magic, and they go into these trade shows thinking that they're going to fool people. when that's really not the agenda of the exhibitor. It's more
Right.
about generating leads and making business happen.
Right.
So
Right.
you don't want to go humiliating your clients' prospective customers by
Not at
insulting
all. Yeah. Yeah.
them.
The trade show business, a magician in a trade show booth is completely different from all the other venues I can think of,
Yeah.
uh, because you're there to promote the company. That's now I will when I work trade shows, I don't do them anymore. But when I used to work trade shows, I had to ask the client, "What do you want? You want me just to entertain people and bring up your name, or are we collecting information? Are we collecting people who are, contact information and so forth?
Yeah.
And then they would tell me what they want, and if usually they knew what they wanted me to do, and so it was easy. I think the last trade show I did, they basically just wanted me to entertain people.
Well,
Just
it's similar in the restaurant world. Some people think that just because they're doing magic, people will just come there, and sometimes they do. But a magician could go a step further, and may when they do other shows, they should say, "Hey, you should come out Thursday nights. I'm going to be over at that pizza parlor.
yeah,
Get
yeah,
some stuff going there because that's what the restaurant's there for. It's not
oh yeah,
necessarily just to entertain."
yeah. I call that position marketing, right?
Yeah, as your value increases considerably when a restaurateur says, well, "What? You're going to take my dead Mondays and turn them into a miracle?" Yes, I will. You might be able to do that.
The thing I stress the most for myself and communicating to other people who are interested in hiring me is I'm not selling a magic show. I'm selling memories. And
Yeah.
I want them to have that. See, when I walk in, they're wanting an experience they've never had before. And they want to experience something different and new. So the magic is just the avenue or the vehicle in which we have that new experience. And so memories, it's, I mean, I kind of laugh because people will call me up and say, "How much you charge?" And I'm going, "Da da da," and they go, "Wow, well, we've already spent money on the decorations, the food, they rented a hall, whatever." And I'm the last person they call, and I say, "Hate to tell you this, but they ain't going to remember what you just talked about. They're going to remember the decorations, the food, or even
Yeah.
maybe the music the DJ played. They're not going to remember that." But they're going to remember what happened with me up on stage when I was doing my
Right.
interaction with the audience.
Yeah. In
So,
general, they might walk in and go, it was such a beautifully decorated theme that they did, but they don't look at, okay, you had those, linens and all the chairs had
oh,
those coverings on. Yeah. They don't look at those things.
right. And I'm all for, the decorations. And in fact, I love it when I can walk in. And I did a party just last week where I was really impressed with the display that the family had put together for the party. And having me there made it really special for all the guests. So, yeah, in fact, let me encourage any of our listeners to go to my Facebook page because I'm always posting pictures of my shows and the things I do. I just posted a bunch of pictures just last week, and I'll be posting some more here. But you actually get to see the ways in which I'm doing my craft. And I had a great experience yesterday with a young boy who was just turning 9, and he was a little bit of an introvert, but the family was so elated that he got so excited during the show because I create this atmosphere, in where he can open up and be himself, and he was laughing and joking around, and his parents said, "Wow, you did the perfect thing for him," because
Open them up.
yeah, right. And that's
Yeah,
magic.
I had a show last weekend, similar thing, but this kid was a really an introvert, but he was amazed because he did a little magic and he saw what I did, and then he just walked up and he just stood next to me and stared at me.
Yeah,
He didn't
right.
ask any questions. I was asking him,
Yeah.
"Did you like magic?" And he just nods. He didn't say anything, but he just sat and stared. And it's like
Good for you.
that's what he wanted. He wanted to be a magician. So I did a couple of coin tricks for him, and he just kind of
Right.
So I know what you mean. It definitely
Mag-
seems in a person's
Magic's very powerful, and those who start off as a hobby, w- once you learn the secrets and how to perform a simple trick, you see the power of magic and how it affects people. Because naturally, they're going to want to say, "How did you do it?" Because they're stumped. They didn't expect you, as a hobbyist, to perform such a miracle
Yeah.
of magic. So they're going to ask you, "How did you do it?" So what do you say, Brad, when people ask you, "How did you do it?"
Well, it's that stock line very well, I thought.
Oh, that's a good
Or
one.
or can you keep a secret? So can I.
Oh,
Or sometimes they say, none of your damn. No, I don't say that.
those are all good. Yes, yeah. Yeah, I've heard some magicians say, "Well, if I told you, I'd have to kill you."
Right, the FBI thing. It's total
I
secret.
don't use those lines. Um, in fact, quite often when I do a party, some of the older kids or teenagers, I will say to them, "Now, during the show, the younger kids are going to want to know how it's done. Please don't tell them how it's done." Well, they don't know how it's done either, but I make them feel as
Yeah,
though,
they feel like they're part of the deal.
right.
Yeah. Speaking of that too, I mean, a lot of people think that magic is hard. They think it's a sleight of hand, but there are things like simple drawer box where you can create a miracle of making things appear and disappear by being able to turn your wrist.
Yeah. I
And
just made a video for my dollarstoремagictricks.com of the what's commonly called scotch and soda. And I got it on there for less than $10. I couldn't believe it. I found these for brand new. Um, but the neat thing about it is this, I call it copper silver coin is what I call it. And that's because what you got a copper coin and a silver coin. What you can do with these coins, because they're mechanical, they've been machined to work for you. So now I in my profession, I don't use the mechanical coins. I use sleight of hand, as you're referring to, you know. But I started off using the mechanical coins, and scotch and soda, or copper silver coins trick. It's a great trick. I mean, it's a fooler. It's I I could go into several other effects just like that fooled me. I had
well,
no
we've got a
idea.
lot of stuff here on this little dollar
Yeah,
store
yeah,
magictricks.com that are very affordable
yes.
and just as miraculous. I mean, there's a lot of little things that are very amazing, and it's really more the performer. If you can be a very good performer, you can make this stuff happen where you
That's
get
exactly
inside
right.
the mind of this person and they almost make it happen. The magic happens in their head.
Well, there you go. What you just said is the truth. Where does the magic happen? It doesn't really happen in my hands. It happens in their mind.
Yeah.
But it has to happen in my mind first. I have to see the magic to be able to create the illusion. And then when they see it in their mind, they go, "How did you do that? I have no idea." It's like the brain is unable to comprehend. It's because you created an illusion. And that's why we're so entertained with magic. That's what's so powerful about it.
Well, it's like I just thought of an idea using that drawer box that makes things appear and disappear. If a
Right,
person doesn't know how to do the sleight of hand version of the coin vanish, they
right.
could put a coin in the box, make it disappear, and without showing it, they could put it in their hand and then throw it up in the air and watch it disappear.
Well, it's funny you said that, because I a couple of weeks ago I just added what they call a coin slide to the dollar store magic tricks, and I turned the slide into an ATM machine. I put on their ATM machine, and I said, "What you do is you put this in here, and it gives you a quarter every time you put one in." I said, "It takes a while to withdraw $5 from the ATM, but at least and I have a stack of quarters there. But what I'm doing is, in the coin slide, for those of you who are magicians and know how the coin slide works, I actually glue the coin into the slide, so it sticks in there. So when I make it appear, I make it look though as I'm dumping it out into my hand, which I
Right.
have an extra coin there.
Right.
The point I'm making is that I've taken the coin slide, which is a very simple classic trick of magic commonly found in magic kits, and taking it to the next level. Where I put it on my. I actually put a sticker on there called the ATM. Only
It-
gives you a quarter.
that's where the difference between a hobbyist that just does things off the shelf and a professional can convert them. Because when you
Yeah,
get out doing this as a professional, if the audience knows, okay, you're gonna do that ring thing, and I just bought that for my kid this weekend. I know what you're doing. If you can figure out a way of changing that up so you can show
Well,
the rings are all solid.
and here again, that's interesting you brought that up, because last week in the Magicians discussion board on Facebook, I asked the question, what they thought about some of the classics like the finger chopper or the cups and balls or the coin slide or the drawer box like you just mentioned. And I said, are these still valuable? And they said, yes. It's not the trick itself, it's the way it's presented. And that's right. That's exactly right. And that's what I try to do. Is I try to take it to the next level, make it something different.
Yeah, and getting creative with it.
Yeah, because when I was a kid, here's the thing. When I was a kid, I didn't have a lot of money, so I would get these little catalogs or pages, and I'd look at the trick and read the description, and then I had to imagine in my mind what it looked like, and then I had to imagine in my mind how it worked, before I even bought the trick, Now, sometimes I was blown away when I got the trick, when I paid for it. Other times I was a little disappointed. I thought my idea was even better, and sometimes it might have been. But the point is you have to use your imagination, and imagination is very important when it comes to performing magic,
Yeah, and like when I was talking about that, making that coin disappear, I remember learning that if you do some acting with it too, and you throw the coin up in the air and you look up and then it disappears, people will replay that in their mind that he threw it in the air.
Oh yeah,
and they saw it disappear in the air.
Yeah, right. That's the neat thing about it, because imagination is so powerful. When they say he threw it in the air and I saw it fly up into the air, well, it didn't really fly up in the air. We know that, but they imagined that it did.
That's the idea. Kind of create that magic in the mind and memory, like you said, for sure.
I think I got an idea here. Hang on a second. Hang on.
Okay.
Hang on. Oh, there it is. I got an idea. Use magic as a hobby, and use magic to entertain people and make them happy. Because really, my purpose in life is to bring joy and happiness to the world.
That was very good. I like that. You hear that little pop too. It's like it popped out of your head.
Did I do that? I subconsciously did that. I was wanting to do that. Yeah.
I heard that little pop. It was funny. Well, let's close this off with that. That was a good climax to what we're talking about, is being innovative and creative. And you take something like that little light bulb and you.
Our time is up already. Well, I thought we just got started. No.
For about 18 minutes.
Yeah, time flies by when we get together.
Well, I think the popularity in TikTok is there's these little 3-minute vignettes, and that's why people can consume that. They can consume 14 hours of 3-minute videos, whereas I don't know if they can handle us for 15, 20 minutes.
Yeah. Well, so I'm looking forward to next week.
I'll pop you in the green room. There's a deck of cards back there too if you want to practice some of your Pharaoh shuffles and stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. Always fun talking with Mr. Steven. So I hope you learned a few things there, and if you didn't, change your mind. So by the way, this is his dollar store magic tricks if you're just getting started. Or if you've more of a seasoned professional and you want to investigate how you can go a few steps up and tie it in and being a magical motivational speaker, you can check that out there. And that's my story, Morning Glory. So I'm going to sign this up. Peace, love, and happiness. Magic Brad signing off. Enjoy the rest of your day. Be good, be kind, be nice.